Mark Mulgrew on 107.8 Black Diamond FM.
Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes it seems the going is just too rough. If things go wrong, no matter what I do. Now and then it seems like life is just too much. But you got the love I need to see me through. When food is gone, you are my daily meal. Oh, when friends are gone, I know my take on love is real. You know it's real, yeah. You got the love. You got the love. You got the love, yeah. You got the love. You got the love. You got the love. Time after time, and I think all I want's to use. Time after time, I think it's just no good. Sooner or later in life, the things you love you lose. 'Cause you got the love I need to see me through. Oh, you got the love. 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 You got the Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you got the love I need to see me through.
You've Got the Love, a live recording from the band Ghost, and Vicky Beveridge and Yvonne Williams are still with me here in the studio. So we have been talking about Little Voices, Big Stars. If you have just tuned in, this is a new production. How do you describe it? A new.
We just
I was going to say vocal coaching, but it's
we
not.
always just say fun pop singing classes.
Fun pop singing classes in Midlothian.
Yes, there is an element of teaching, but not. We always just class it as classes.
Yeah, it's got to be fun. That's the most important thing.
I get the feeling from you two guys that you enjoy what you do. You enjoy the
Oh,
interaction
loving
with the kids, and
Love it.
now how long have you been doing this? It's a relatively new venture, isn't it?
Yes, we're only into our 4th week.
Uh-huh.
We've been discussing it and meeting each other probably for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
I've probably been thinking about it for the last year.
Uh-huh.
So it's been a long time coming, but only 4 weeks.
Only 4 weeks. But the reason I was asking that is because you must have already started to see the progression for some of the kids, from the first classes and now, into the 4th
definitely.
week. And it must be good to see the kids developing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some of the older ones as well, as singing's what they want to do, and they want to take it serious, and they want to go further with it as well. And the younger ones, I mean, they just love it. They're just really cute. They just all stand there and they're singing along, and you kind of stand looking there it's like a proud mum kind of moment kind of thing, because they're all singing, they're in tune, which is great. Do you know what I mean, for young kids, and they're in unison and they're singing along, and it's just.
And they go away and they learn their words.
They do. We give them homework.
Homework.
I know. They have every week they go home and learn the lyrics, and they come back, and some of them kind of fair chuff with themselves when they come along. It's like, I don't need my words. I've learnt all my words, and they really enjoy it. So, it's good for them. It is really good, and it helps them, I think, grow as well and become more confident, as we were saying earlier. So that's the main thing for us. It's making sure the kids enjoy it and keep coming back. And do you know what I mean?
So if any of the parents who are listening, or indeed any of our younger listeners who are listening, if they want to if they want to come along to the classes, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you? Is it through your website or?
They can email us, Facebook, Twitter,
Everywhere.
website.
So it's Little Voices, Big Stars.
Little Voices Big Stars. So it's, the website is www.littlevoicesbigstars.co.uk, and then it's Little Voices Big Stars on Facebook. It's L Voices B Stars on Twitter.
So if they just do a search for that, and then they can get in touch through the website and come along to the classes. If you can just remind us again when the classes are and where they are.
The age groups are 6 to 8 and 9 to 16. Little Voices is age 6 to 8, and that's from 5:30 to 6:15 on a Tuesday and Thursday. Big Stars is age 9 to 16. That's on a Tuesday and Thursday again, but that's from 6:30 to 7:15, and that's in the Roses Club.
Okay. And the cost involved?
Cost is £4 a class. We work in 5-week blocks, so it's £20 for a block.
Which is nothing, really. It's four quid, so that your kids can go along and have good fun.
That's it.
£4, 45 minutes.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, you have both sung, and you still sing in the band as well, Vicky. And you know, when you were younger, if there was something like that, some sort of fun class to go along to, you would have loved that instead of standing in the bedroom with a hairbrush, you know, the old cliche. But if there was an organised class when you were younger, you probably would have loved that.
Oh, totally. I mean, there was absolutely nothing when I was younger. What were you?
No,
absolutely. I mean, we both grew up in Mayfield. We knew each other from school, and then kind of kept in touch over the years and stuff like that. But there's never been anything like this for kids at all. I mean, I know I would have been there, but the only thing we had, as Yvonne said earlier, was the choir, the school choir. And when I was at high school and the sort of circle I was in, choir wasn't cool. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't. So I mean, there wasn't anything that was fun and pop and.
Well,
like
I've
what we're
actually got to agree with you because, you know, being in a choir or anything at school. When I first thought about doing anything music, I was 14 years old. I was at school, and it was after my second year, and you know, you're choosing your subjects, and I wanted to do music because I wanted to learn how to play the saxophone. And the music teacher says, that's great, but you need to learn how to play the clarinet first. I says, that's fantastic. And then he says, but you also need to do the singing part of the course as well. So you need to, and I point blank refused, because at that point, at 14-year-old, I didn't want to sing in public. 2 years later, at 16, that was when I actually realised that I could sing. So, you know, I wish if there had been some kind of fun class or something to go along that wasn't in front of your peers at school, because that, you know, that could be for the older kids who are coming along. Maybe they don't want to go into the music classes at school or the choir, but to go along to somewhere else, you know, in a different environment, have fun and be able to sing, you know.
You do find that the girls are probably a bit more up for it than the boys are, eh? I mean, we do have a few boys that come along and they're great. We would sort of probably like more boys. So it's definitely not just for girls, because I've had a few parents sort of asking, is it just girls?
And the new song's a script.
Yep, and the new song we're doing is a script, so it's, you know, we do try and mix it up, and so we can keep, like, obviously boys and girls happy. But we do tend to find the girls they do seem to be a wee bit more into it than boys do.
I think as well, the older class seems to be getting busier now, because the kids have obviously had to go back to the school and say, oh, it's actually cool. Whereas the young ones have been like, that's been busy from the start, but the older ones, I think they were waiting to see if it was going to be cool enough.
Their mates gone back and telling them.
So.
Well, it sounds cool. It sounds cool. It sounds cool to me. Can I just say, it's a great thing, I think, that you're doing. When I first seen it coming up on your Facebook, and I thought, what a great idea. And without getting too political, right, there should be more things for kids to do rather than hanging about in the streets or playing video games or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
So good on you. Well done.
Thank you.
And the very best of luck with it. So if you just do a search on Facebook, Twitter, on Google, Little Voices, Big Stars, go into the website, get all the information and go along to the classes. I'm going to play out with another track from Ghost, but thank you very much, girls, for coming in.
Thank you.
Excellent.